Hey everybody, welcome you back to another awesome hangout with Hephaestus and Strange Earth. Just going to go over some changes that we made, not necessarily changes, but just the ways we're trying to make the game more fun and interactive. So here you have a bunch of statues. The statues themselves are actually voting stones I've transformed, so double clicking on them will take you to the website for voting. I've also learned that most of the websites for voting are limited to the IP address that is linked to the computer that's voting. So or the network anyways. So there's lots of checks to prevent double voting from one household per se. As the player goes through all these, they get all the coins they need to go to the vendor stone here in the middle. And when they go look through the options to purchase, there's a good handful of to keep you entertained. Now that was pretty simple and easy. This little guy right here that's spinning around and animated, this actually is not a voting stone. So if I go into players mode here, you can see it disappear. So that way players don't see it. But in case you're curious, this little guy, what this is it's a shortcut to a bunch of scripts that allows me to manage these voting stones and the voting environment. So other cool places that we've been, or I've been anyways, is over here, the Dice Dungeon. I was just killing some time before I went to go play some Magic the Gathering with some old friends. And while I was down here, the spawn rate in section 4, this rat encampment, was pretty raunchy actually. It was like double if not triple. So as you can see here, it's a little bit more manageable. Still looks kind of like a little party going on, but that was fun. The other item that's pretty crazy is the Underworld. Peek here. This actually will be fun for other shard owners should they be curious. But by default, Pub 58, you see I have transparency on so you can see it, does not have the hidden corridors enabled gracefully for the Underworld. So you can see here I can double click on it and then I can proceed through it and jump out the other side. So this was done by my staff, and as you can tell, it is nice and clean and classy. As we continue, the Underworld actually was so far disconnected in the sense of these special rooms that even this guy here was missing. So you can see we got the just as classy as we can. We've got the magic vines in place again. So you need that acid sac. But ideally, you have to go questing for it. So don't mind me. I'll just entertain you real quick, just because the role playing's fun. So there you go. Acetate away the vines. Give it a second to open up, and now I can sneak back here. So this room was partially populated upon the server being spun up, but didn't have the switch, didn't have the orb. So it was important to add those touches to bring back the classic feel. Proceeding over here, this path was also missing. I can't believe I just walked in on the skeleton opening that. That was too funny. I'll have to talk to the staff about that. So, anyways, you can see the pathway has been added again, so getting back there is not any hassle. I believe there is one more gotcha, and that is actually this room. And this room was actually the worst. And the reason why I say it was the worst is that it was just blank. It didn't have anything at all. So here's another acid sac, just for the sake of role playing. Throw this on that for it to open. I can walk back here. So this room was entirely empty, actually. So what I ended up doing here is I used UO Architect, which is another admin tool, in order to speed up the migration process. Spun up a older shard, had this room populated, copied it into UO Architect, and then migrated it over. So yeah, got all kinds of things in the works. I don't want to spill any of the beans regarding what I've been working on regarding development, but it will be fantastic. It has to do with housing, and then yeah. Until our next epic hangout, yeah, safe adventures.